Hello, it's Fellonius the old yapper again. Now, I'm not one of those consumers that are very good. When I go to a grocery store, I probably just pick up the same stuff that I always use. I pick the same bread and the same sausages and the same ketchup. I am not going to change in a jiffy. And, well, now and then, suddenly you stop. I think the last time was with the bread. And I was just taking the bread and it says new recipe. What? New recipe? What's wrong with the old one? I thought that bread was very good. Is it anything wrong with it? What needed improving? I couldn't for the life of me think of anything that was wrong with it, and why would we have a new recipe? And then it hit me. It was poisonous. They had put some poisonous stuff in the old recipe, and now they are changing it and not telling anyone. Oh, I am poisoned. I am going to die. No. I haven't felt that bad. Okay, so it's a new recipe. Right. But if it's a new recipe, is it not the same recipe just changed a little bit? Or is it a really new recipe? Because if it's a new recipe, it will probably not taste as the old one. And I like the old one, so I don't want any new. Should I start shaking for a new bread? Don't really like that. Well, okay, let's just try the new recipe, take one home, see if it make any, if there is any differences at all. And of course there's not. There's absolutely nothing to change from the old to the new recipe. But suddenly the bread costs 3 Swedish crowns more. I suppose that's around 60, 70 cents in America. Suddenly it's much more expensive. But I bought that bread because, one, it was good, it was tasty, and my stomach liked it, but also because, 3, my price. It's the price I like. It was to an affordable price. Oh dear, so every time they just put some new recipe on it, probably nothing has changed. Perhaps they just take 1 ounce of salt away, something like that. I don't know. And this is really going to be... And it's not always bread, it's all types of stuff. And then let's go to the ketchup. I have the same ketchup that I have probably used since birth. It's a Swedish brand called Felix. And it hasn't tasted the same all the time. I can totally say that. They have changed the recipe more than once. But lately, suddenly there was a new bottle, and it said 30% less salt and sugar. 30%. And I tasted that, and I can't notice any difference. So if they have lowered it 30% is rather much. It's a third. I should have noticed it being less something. No, I didn't. Didn't notice anything. So how much is 30% of what? If there was 1 gram sugar and 1 gram salt, and they removed 30% of 1 gram, no one would ever notice, would they? On the other hand, if it was 1 kilo, 2 pounds, and you remove 30%, then you might notice anything. But I didn't. So there is someone in between. And of course, the thing that has less sugar and salt also costs more. Yes, of course it does. I don't really get that. It's no fun going to the grocery store if you're going to change your taste all the time. But the absolute most stupid thing they can do is changing the bottle or the bag or whatever. most of what I use looks the same, and suddenly they have changed the bag of bread. Let's say bread or sausages or ketchup or whatever. Nothing else has changed. Nothing. Suddenly it's some sort of sun instead of a bread or whatever. I'm not totally sure what they have changed. They have changed a color, and suddenly it's 1 crown more. 1 Swedish crown more for that bag of bread. How come? Well, they have invested in making a new bag, and they need to get that money back. But I haven't asked for that, did I? Did I really ask for a new bag to my bread? I could hardly use a bag that has nothing on it. Just a plain see-through bag, thank you very much. I'm totally fine with that. But they have to make a lot of information and stuff that I won't read because I don't. I just pick my bread and then I make the sandwiches and then I eat and then I go to work. I can't stand reading bags. On the other hand, on my cornflakes, of course, you can always read your cornflakes box, but nowadays they are boring as well. But why do you need to change that bag or bottle or whatever container you're using? They change it now and then. Okay, perhaps people want it. Perhaps people are buying it because it's a red container instead of a blue container. I don't know. But it feels totally stupid, actually. Well, as long as they don't make a new recipe that makes it totally different from what it was before, I'll still buy it. I'll still eat it. And I'm fine with it. Thanks for listening.